And checkmate soon.
And now her king is up, and she put the king up, and do you see the eval bar? It's going up in white's favor. And then back, I don't even know why it went up in white's favor.
This is such a complex game.
And we return ready for this matchup between Fundy and Chris. Is she ready for Fundy as the player that all the other competitors think is the favorite?
I think she's ready. It's true that Fundy, we consider him as one of the favorites for winning the overall tournament. And Chris has only been studying chess for a month, but she is the player, as you highlighted, Robert, who has improved the most. She has done an incredible progress, starting from just what you said, knowing how the pieces move. And with every single coaching session and with every single match in her group stage, she kept becoming a more and more formidable player, to such an extent that she knocked out Rubius of the championship bracket. That was the last match of the group stage. And we have an E4 start already. I don't have more time for introing this match. Let's see how the opening will turn out. E4, E5. He was already 1200 rated, approximately 1200 or just below 1200. And now, as we can see, gaining rating, and it's always Christmas for Fundy. We have learned about that too.
Tampoco me puede hacer gran cosa.
I don't want him to come to this square. She's pointing at C7 in case in the future there will be a capture. So she's trying to simplify the position and get rid of that dangerous knight.
Or I can go to A6, but then my bishop becomes kind of useless there, but then I can rotate back to C4. Do I want to lose a bishop just randomly for a knight? Yeah. So I can go D5. If they take with the knight, I take with the pawn. Stack pawns, but I'm up. Or I can go A6. A6 allows B6 with their rook, but that allows me to go back to C4 attacking again.
Actually, a pretty big choice, Anna, because bishop A6, as Funny was just saying, saves the bishop. But after that move, black can play F5, striking as now white's pieces are sort of off to the side on the queen side, trying to open the F file, use this pin on the knight in F3 and go for an attack. So it's a big choice by Fundy, and he didn't play bishop A6 after all. He decided to play bishop retreats to D5.
Which is the safer move to allow the trade of his bishop for the knight on E7. But at the same time, as he said, he is up a pawn, even if those pawns will be doubled on the D file.
Chris, she can play F5 anyway, try to play E4 and work this pin, because it may cost you some material, but white's king side will be completely compromised if you're able to force white to take with a pawn on F3. So F5, an aggressive move. Is this a type of move that Chris can play? Because oftentimes newer players, they refrain from pushing their kingside pawns.
I want to check in with her stream because I think she's about to find it. And I was going to tell you, Robert, that if she doesn't find it, it's on me, because I told her that the F pawn should stay on the board where it is, glued to the board because of your king. This is an extremely strong move. And I was going to tell you, Robert, that my prediction would have been that because I told her not to touch the F pawn, she wouldn't do it. But I'm so happy that she was like, I know this is normally bad for my king, but I want to do it.
I'm so impressed. And I've just seen her games throughout when I was on vacation and PogChamps was underway. She's really doing so well. And it's great to see, because this is kind of what PogChamps is all about. Players who may not even know that they enjoy chess until they start trying. And her rating is 509. You've got to be kidding me. 509s don't play like this. She has a great understanding. She's figuring it out on the fly. You've done some great coaching as well. But as I always say, when I'm working with someone, their successes are because of them. Their failures, I take the fault for. But right now,
exactly,
she's in great shape. I'm seriously.
I was going to take the fault for if there's no F5 push, it's me, because I taught her not to do it.
And I think Fundy's a bit nervous. He plays D4 because he wants to get rid of this pawn. And look at that. She's so quickly, instead of taking this pawn on D4, which removes her previous threat of pawn to E4, and you see the evaluation bar go up for white, she says, let me just retreat my bishop to B6 because the knight is still pinned. So in the event of pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, well, there's no knight takes pawn for you. You lose your queen. And now E4 is coming, whether you like it or not. This is fantastic play thus far from Chris. Oh
Si baja con la torre,
the best move.
No nada. Yo sí le amenazo esto.
She's saying you can't do anything to me, and I am threatening your knight.
Es verdad que bloquea.
Oh my gosh.
La clava de la reina, pero da igual, no está clavada. Quiero decir, o sea, se puede mover, hacer lo que le dé la gana con ella. ¿Sabes? Tampoco
You can move the queen as much as you want, but the knight is attacked.
Entonces, él realmente, yo me voy a llevar una figura. Él o se lleva nada o se lleva un peón. Entonces ahí le voy a hacer guay, y aquí ya sí que podemos intercambiarnos las fichas de una forma bastante interesante. Porque entonces ya iré ganando yo. Entonces ya a mí me conviene.
She's saying that she would be up material in that case. I wonder though how she will react to bishop g5, because that's a good attempt by Fundy to mess things up now that the queen on d8 is hanging.
And it's getting a bit tight. She can just move her queen out the way and say that knight remains pinned. So a move like, say, queen d7 would be tempting. But the knight, just because it's pinned, doesn't mean it can't move. So queen d7, all of a sudden this knight can hop to e5, where you take white's queen, white takes black's queen with a fork. So you have to be careful in these moments, because a pin, unless there's a king behind it, does not mean that the piece is unable to move.
Yeah, this is a difficult choice. And also just simply capturing on g5 would mean that you are giving up your queen for the bishop. The knight can take it, and then you take white's queen as well. But it is only a trade in a position where black was trying to win a piece.
And at the end of this, white would be up a pawn. So that would be really good news for Fundy. So it's a critical moment right now as Chris tries to figure out where the queen goes. She can play bishop takes f3, not the easiest move to make when your own queen is under attack, but you take the knight, which removes the guard of this bishop. And after the bishop takes queen, we have the same scenario for both sides, where the bishops are hanging, but black is up a bishop. So it's a forcing sequence if she's able to find it.
Venga, no lo voy a vender, va.
Okay, so...
Okay, she's saying, I'm not going to sell it in the end. I'm not going to sell my queen in the end.
No quiero hacerlo de pasar piezas sin tener ventaja yo.
Now she realizes, hey, maybe... Wait, is this... No! No!
Oh, no. She forgot about the queen.
Oh.
Just when she had it, that queen c2 move happened. That was very unfortunate, but she's still in the game, in fact, because she took a piece and the rook for the queen.
She's actually better right now. She can still play rook e2. And that move was not good, because f4, Anna, the queen would be under it. She found it so quickly.
She played it immediately. That's why she plays the bishop on g6. She already had that move on her mind, and g3 made it even better for her.
Oh my gosh, just pawn takes g3. There's a pin on the diagonal, and Fundy's king. Just because there's no black queen on the board does not mean that there's no attack. This king side is in shambles, and she might just go ahead and checkmate the king.
Let's check in with Chris, and if she plays it, I was gonna say, but she already took the pawn on g3. I think now the person we need to check in with is Fundy soon, if he's all right.
Espérate que la hago jaque con el
like,
peón.
wait. I'm gonna take one of two. I'm not worse.
Checkmate in one if she sees it.
Will she see it? And does Fundy see it? I think she's really focused on the rook e1 move. That's where she's pointing on her stream.
Oh, Fundy sees it. Yeah, he definitely sees it right now.
I should have gone to H 100%. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Will that work, Robert?
He's hugging himself. Oh, you gotta almost feel bad for him there.
No me puedo hacer. Es que voy a ir agresiva. Que sea lo que Dios quiera.
Chris is saying, I'm gonna go for the aggressive move. She doesn't spot the mate, but she does spot another aggressive move, rook to e2.
Nada, porque tengo este peón aquí defendiendo la torre y yo puedo llevarme eso al alfil. Si mueve cualquier otra cosa...
I'm threatening the bishop and I'm defending my pawn, she's saying.
Her position's still great.
Yes, and bishop d3 could still be very strong later.
Es intentar bloquear su torre.
I want to try to block his rook.
Con el mío, para que al menos necesite una jugada, pero me la va a hacer instant.
Because she really wants to get the rook e1 move. Unfortunately, she's focused on that move a lot, but
no soy capaz de verlo.
She cannot make that work unless Fundy is offering her to take what? He has just played rook e1.
¿Pillas tú?
I think I know why he did that. He saw the checkmate ideas and he just trying to like escape, even if it costs him a lot of material.
He played rook to e1, offering the rook. It really must be what you're saying, Robert, that he wants to get some luft for that king. It needs to breathe.
She has the same checkmate, though. Rook takes and bishop d3 results in the same checkmate we were just looking at. It's very hard to take with a rook on e1 when you can take with a pawn. But this move, bishop at d3 as well, will lead to checkmate as long as she realizes that bishop can come into the picture. And did she see that she could take that? Oh my gosh, that rook on e1 with the pawn, but now it's just take with the pawn. I know you had the rook. Oh, she took with the rook.
I think she was so focused on maintaining the rook on e2 that she didn't even consider that capturing with the pawn would have led to promoting that pawn next move. That was completely winning on the spot. Both pawns are there on the second rank and checkmate soon.
And now her king is up and she put the king up. And do you see the eval bar? It's going up in white's favor. And then back. I don't even know why it went up in white's favor.
This is such a complex game. I think it's very normal that the players are missing a move here and there. It's not a normal structure to have the doubled pawns so close to the white king. It must be very confusing to both players.
Oh my gosh, it's checkmate in one. Oh my gosh.
Will Fundy see it? Chris had made him one earlier. Will Fundy see it now?
What?
Indeed. And well, now game 2 is underway. Chris gets the white pieces. She starts with e4. We get a Sicilian.
Yeah, very good choice indeed. She in the end said, no, I actually prefer you take. You take. And then my rook will be there.
Solo, que lo sepáis.
She's saying probably it will be a king and pawn in game. I wonder how Fundy will react because it's a difficult moment for him. There's so much pressure on the d5, the d7 pawn hanging.
That's right.
Yeah, probably.
And he takes. She immediately takes back with the rook.
Great choice. And Fundy pushes d6 to guard the e5 pawn.
And, well, she needs to win. If she had won
the
the
advantage is
first
if
game,
I draw, I think I still win, right? Because that's a draw half a point.
This is exactly what I was going to say.
Know?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Look at this.
How did Fundy
so draw
know?
for me is still good. So if we go back and forth here on these pawns, it's still good for me.
Oh, Fundy. You are having some telepathy.
What a player,
with me,
though. She is actually ridiculously good.
Oh my God. That is a true sign of another great player, though, when they acknowledge how the opponent has outplayed them in the previous game. Fundy was saying he didn't deserve to win the first game. He's very well aware that now with a draw, he will move on to the next stage. But the game is not over. They're both bringing the kings in. And Chris is trying to not repeat. She wants to win.
There's no way of pushing that pawn unless you bring your king in, and that's just going to take you way too much time, right?
I'm not sure where she's going. She feels the need to run back with the king. She could have tried to push.
I think Fundy played king g3 to avoid rook b2 check, a forcing trade with the king here. And then the
very
a pawn
smart.
running. But
It could have been a draw.
Still good for black.
You put your rook on b2. I think it's not a draw anymore. I think I win. I take, she takes, I go up. Bloop, bloop. Yeah, I got a queen before her. Yeah.
They actually queen at the same time, but he's going to take a second extra pawn. Oh, or he might make a draw, Anna.
That's what he was trying to do earlier. In any case, he defended so well, a difficult position earlier. All the credit to Fundy for his resourcefulness in a not so easy middle game where he was undeveloped and had to be under a lot of pressure. And now he's the one with the 2 extra pawns, threatening e4 to trade queens, and there will be no more pieces left for Chris.
Yeah. And wow, I mean, Fundy, he rebounded nicely after that first game. And even in this game, he was in some trouble, but I liked the way he worked out of it. He was making moves with purpose. He said, I can make certain trades. He offered a rook trade on the b5 square earlier. So I did enjoy the way he played this game. And I think that Chris she shouldn't be upset with herself. Missed opportunity, sure, but I mean, she is a heck of a chess player. 509. Get out of here with that rating. She's so much stronger than that.
I know. I think she'll be upset for the first game, but the second game, Fundy, he held it when he had to. He defended. There could have been a threefold repetition, but Fundy was always aware that a draw favors him for the match result. He was very pragmatic about it, and now it's just going to be up to whether we're going to see a checkmate or stalemate. I don't think Fundy will stalemate.
No chance. Although if he just wants to win the match, a stalemate still does that. And he was talking about making it draw. But at this point, no reason not to just win the game. And he has the great technique. You follow the enemy king in the exact direction. If they move one square diagonally, you move one square diagonally with your queen. And now he's going to deliver checkmate. That's it. That's the match. And
oh my God! What a game! What a game! What a game! That's actually insane. Oh my God.
Chris, you were amazing. I was gushing the entire time about your play. If you rewatch the video, it was really a sight to behold. You've improved the most out of any player in PogChamps.
I played a game before this, which was against like a 1300, and I won that. I felt like I was playing against someone higher than that, genuinely. Like this was not to compare with someone who's 1300 and you're 500. I don't get it. It's very. Where is your rating? You need to be so much higher than me. You need to be so much higher than me.